There's impersonal. I mean, there's straight up when you know you shot the person, or I don't know if you're throwing hand grenades in bunkers and people are getting killed with other people.
Yeah.
You know, and I I I don't know if I ever really thought it through. I'm just going to say this, and I don't know if I want this on the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
We were setting up in an ambush, and Gomer. What we do when we set ambush, you dig a hole, foxhole, couple, and you have your machine gun, and you set up. You set all like 800 rounds, ready, and so if somebody sees something, or somebody hits a trip flare or something, everybody's up and firing.
Yeah.
Right. So Gomer's on watch, and I hear, blue, blue. I woke up and Gomer's right here with a machine gun. He's got in a hand a machine gun. And there's a fucking NVA soldier about from here to that wall.
Yeah.
Look, like this, Fuck. Gomer can't see. Gomer could not shoot. He locked up. And that's when I first started watching him after that. So I slid in the hole. I just fired, machine gun. And fired off 4 or 5 rounds. And the gun jammed. But the guy ended up dying. Slow death. I shouldn't be saying. But I think I just right away put it on the back burner. Like it didn't happen. I didn't justify it, just bang bang,
Instinct.
I didn't say, well, I saved Gomer's life or blah blah blah. I just like, and I wouldn't go near them. They they have to take all the papers and whatever and find blah blah. And I just look, and it's like and then it's like it never happened. I don't think I ever really, there was couple similar things, but and I mean, that guy died slow too, but it's war, you know. Maybe I got an answer for that someday,
Yeah. But it was like you came out of a dead sleep, right? Mm-hmm. And you came out of a dead sleep, right?
Yes. Yep.
And the guy had an AK-47 in his hand.
Yep.
It was either you or him.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I never killed anybody. I don't think
unjustifiable
would have not killed me if they had the chance.
Right.
I never killed anybody that wasn't in an NVA uniform.
Right.
Right. Now, does that make it right? No, but right. I mean, I don't know why that guy didn't shoot either me or Gomer, but I mean, maybe there's a language thing. Gomer's whispering, but
he couldn't hear.
Huh?
You don't think he could have heard you?
I think he could hear, but it was really dark.
Oh, okay.
And we were below him,
Yeah. And
we were off the trail. He was on the trail, We were kind of hid.
Yeah.
But, so.
Wow.
But I might have to answer for that one someday.
Yeah. What does it ever? Do you think about it a lot, or do you maybe once a year?
I think about it.
Yeah.
More now than I have before.
Yeah.
And yeah. I've never told anybody that.
Yeah.
I've never told that.
Yeah.
To anybody. I know they go through his personal papers, and I know, like any other fucking soldier, I know he had a picture of his family.
Right.
I don't know if he had a wife or girlfriend or kids, and because I've taken stuff off of dead bodies before, I didn't go near that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to know.
Right.
I didn't want to know.
Right.
You know.
But it's also too. It's like you saved Gomer from having that on his conscience.
Hmm?
You saved Gomer from having that on his conscience.
Oh, yeah.
That was his job. That was his duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he once before I saw him do it, and I read a story, a lot of Civil War stuff, and it's kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Some people cannot. I don't know, like they've cleaned up battlefields after like Civil War battles.
Yeah.
And a lot of the muskets had never been fired.
Yeah.
Some people cannot shoot a gun at somebody else.
Right.
No matter what, somebody could walk up to them and kill them, and they got a gun in their hand. They won't do anything about it.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
Yeah. Well, that's what he talked about in that book. He said there's a book called like On Killing or something.
Yeah.
And he said that he thinks that in World War II, maybe 20% of people actually shot to kill.
Yeah.
You know, but they said by the time of the Vietnam War, it was way more, but it still wasn't, anywhere close. But
I saw that happen more than once. I saw it happen Gomer twice, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Could not fire his gun.
Yeah. But it's like that's such a crazy situation because like one, you could probably think you're still dreaming. You know what I mean? You're in this like highly stressful environment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then did you go right back to sleep or did you just?
No.
No.
And we waited all night, and then people around there talking, and I was kind of lucky too, because I fired that machine gun, and I heard it hit him.
Yeah.
I heard the wind come out of him,
Yeah.
but it stopped. I only fired off 3 or 4 rounds, and it jammed.
Yeah.
And but then later on, people started saying, "Well, you guys, he got so close. You guys were sleeping."
Right.
Yeah.
And
So even at one of the reunions, I heard that, but I didn't tell him what happened.
Right.
I didn't want to give Gomer up.
Right.
Yeah. So I had to live with it. But I tell you, it's an awful thing to say. Some people cannot kill, and there's probably, if the people in war had killed once, they can't kill again. But if you can kill one,
yeah,
you can kill.
Right. It gets easier, they say.
It doesn't get easier. If you know you can do it, you can do it.
Right. Yeah.
And it's nothing to be. I'm proud of.
Right. Did any of the other guys in your company console you?
No.
No.
It's your job.
Okay. But they were probably thankful, right? Because they could have taken out the whole squad, right?
Yeah. You don't say it. You just go on. It's your job.
Right.
But I wasn't running around like I was feeling sorry for myself.
Right.
Right. So,
It's like what had to be done.
It's just like, okay, that happened.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Right.
Yeah.
Going on that, I've seen World War II footage, and you've talked about it before too. And when you did see the guys dying in your company or wherever on the field, it's like sometimes they call out for their mom, right?
Oh yeah.
You've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
Could you describe what that's like?
No, it's I only saw it once, twice.
Yeah.
And, they'll do it even like. Remember when I told you that they were walking that artillery in on us?
Yeah.
I swear some guys were talking to their mother.
Right.
Yeah.
They're so scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't hit. They were just, some of them were so freaked, they're just moaning and groaning, and I'm sure I heard Mom, a couple times. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.